been drumming now since what age?
Since around 12-ish. I was off and on, so.
And then professionally, your first gig was with who?
With JoJo last year.
So that was your big break?
Yeah, that was, I graduated from Berkeley, and then that was like my first big tour.
Amazing. And then how did you end up with Zara Larsson? How did that gig come about?
It was kind of just one of those moments, random call, like, hey, we needed a drummer.
You were referred?
Yes, and I was available, and yeah, now we're here. Now we're 28 shows in, and I'm so grateful.
And you're loving the tour?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. The music's so fun. Everybody on the crew is great. The artist is great. It's been wonderful.
So was there a formal audition after you were referred, or did you send a demo, or how'd you go from being referred to getting the gig?
Yeah, usually, so they reached out to me, and I played a couple of the arrangements just to see, my approach to it. And they're like, okay, here's all the music, rehearsal start in a few weeks.
And you were in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're loving it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so grateful.
I've worked with you in the studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Besides your touring work. You're the consummate professional.
Oh,
I just want to tell everybody,
so
Payton Taylor is the definition of a professional drummer in every way. Your playing is amazing, but your approach as a professional is amazing. Where did you learn that skill? Because I'm not talking about just your drumming now. I'm talking about you as a person, you as a professional, where you're reliable, you're dependable, you're prepared. That's my experience as a producer working with you as a professional drummer. That's a different skill set from drumming.
Right.
Where'd you learn that? Or how'd you learn
I
it?
honestly think, I had a lot of influence from my teachers at Berkeley, even my teachers when I was younger in high school and stuff.
On that emphasis.
And they really instilled that in us. Yeah, because I feel like you can be the best player ever, but you can be such a mess in the professional area.
Right.
You can show up unprepared, and like all of that stuff matters just as much as your skill set.
Big time.
When you only have 2 days of rehearsal and you show up and you don't know an hour set, like they don't want you, know? So it's like.
So Berkeley helped establish that mindset. Like, hey,
Yeah.
being a professional isn't just playing.
Yes. It's like you have to be great, but you have to be great in all these other areas,
That's so true. Your parents seem to have a really big impact on you.
Oh, for sure.
They
I
were
feel like they
supportive.
also instilled that in me. They always were encouraging me to work hard. They were like, if you're going to do this, you're going to do this at 100%, And yeah, I feel like I've kept that mentality throughout my life. Just like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it at 100%.
Do it right.
Or don't do it at all,
I agree with that. I love that approach, guys. Go big or go home.
Right.
Do it right or don't do it. Now, this setup does it, because this setup, once again, is a hybrid setup. You know how much I love electronics.
Yes.
My whole life has been about music technology as much as it's been about drums. So I am looking at this setup going, oh yeah, this is a powerhouse.
Definitely a lot. This is definitely the biggest setup I've played, probably the most complex too.
And a true hybrid.
Yeah, and I do use everything. I know some people look at this like, oh, does she need that much stuff? I use everything a lot during the set. Like I'm, over here, I'm over here, I'm over here. It's a lot of parts, especially with pop music, that require the hybrid setup. That's why, I would say the hybrid setup has become very much a standard thing in the pop world, pop drumming world, because, everything's produced out. You got to remake these parts. And, you can't always do that just on acoustic. So I love playing it.
And it's been a reliable setup, right?
Yes.
Because when you're dealing with electronics, there's that X factor.
Yeah.
But this performs every night.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what have you got? Let's go acoustics first. Pearl.
Yes, Pearl drums.
You're a Pearl artist.
Yes, I'm a Pearl artist. So the kit is a reference 1, and we have a 10 by 7, 12 by 8, 16 by 16, 22 by, I believe, 16. And then right here we have a Sensatone, 14 by 5. It's the black nickel version. And we have kind of like the aux snares over here. We have a 13 by 3 piccolo maple. And then a 14 by 8 professional series, and also maple. And yeah.
And what's the reason for the 3 snares? Obviously, this is your 5 by 14s, your go-to.
This is the main, yeah.
What's happening with the piccolo and the 8 by 14?
So, in a lot of pop production, there are different kind of snare sounds. There's like a trappier, a deeper. So that's kind of the reason we have this 3. This one's tuned higher pitch than this one. This one still is pretty high up there and it cuts. And then this is a deep snare.
Okay.
And we have the big fat snare drum, you know, a little muffle.
So if we hear each one, just a hit.
And then we have a
There's your popcorn, snappy snare.
Snappy, you know, drum and bass kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now on top of that, this piccolo's not triggered.
No.
Okay. But these two
But
are.
these two are.
Okay. And we'll get to, I want to learn what you're triggering,
Okay.
what's going on with the electronics. It's all Pearl hardware except for the
Yes.
DW5000,
Yes.
chain driven with a felt beater. Vic Firth, what are you playing for sticks?
I'm using Extreme 5As.
Okay, wood tip,
And,
extreme,
yeah.
5/8.
I like these. I mean, I like the little extra length that they have. I'm short, so it just helps me a little bit with the reach, you know.
And they're heavy enough.
Yeah, they're
Because
heavy
of the
enough for the
extreme.
pop stuff, so I can kind of really slam. You know, I play a lot of rim shots,
rim
and
backbeat.
it, you know, they're very durable. They've been great.
Zildjian. I know you've been playing Zildjian a while, and you
Yes.
love Zildjians. So what have you chosen for this tour?
Okay, so for this tour, I kind of have a similar setup over here. This is kind of my favorite duo. Is like a 19 suite with a 20 cluster.
Oh, big crashes.
Yeah, you know, it just needs to cut. And then this tour I actually did, I always play with 15 suites, but I did 14 because I was like, you know what's gonna save an inch over here, but also the 14s just cut way more in the mix, and this is much more.
It's a tighter sound for pop.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't need
playing-
the rock thing as much.
Exactly. I'm like, for R&Bs and stuff, I like the 15s because they're a little more warmer, buttery, but this is, I wanted a little bit crisper, but not fully like an A. So yeah, K Suites here. And then I have a 10-inch A Custom EFX. I love this splash. I use it on everything.
Let's hear it. Okay, it's very effect.
Right.
sounding,
It's like
but-
trashy, but it
yeah.
still cuts.
Yeah, nice.
And then right here is our first stack. So I have a trash splash. I think this is an 11 on top and then a 10 China on the bottom.
Okay, so we'll see that in the B-roll. Let's hear that.
Yes.
Oh, okay, almost like another hat in a
Right.
sense. If you wanted
Trashy
to play
though.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I use it just for like little accent stuff.
I see.
And then going to over here, we have a 21-inch K Suite ride. And it's just, you know, it still cuts, but it's sweet. I clearly love the sweet line here.
You love
Like, I
K
have-
cymbals.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of your setup, the core of your setup, the hats and the ride are K.
Yeah. I just love how warm they are. Like, it's not as bright as the A, but it just has a little bit of sweetness. I mean, hence the name, you know?
Yeah. And for pop, do you notice that the vocalist, because you work with pop vocalists often,
Yes.
and that's the first thing, because you don't have plexi up, right?
Right. Well, that's what I've definitely kept that in mind. Like my warmer crashes, because Zara's, you know, right here a lot.
Right.
I want the warmer stuff over here.
Yeah.
And it depends on what artist. I've had some artists say like, oh my gosh, it's a lot when they're standing right here. So I've, you know, made a choice to put the warmer stuff over here, and I have kind of like the trashier, you know, just louder crash over here. Just so it, you know.
So you have an A Custom Effects
Yes.
18,
18 over here.
and then a China,
Yes, this is the Oriental. I believe this is a 16.
right?
And then on the bottom, we have another A FX 16.
Oh, so you stacked it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear that bad boy. Okay, wow. Yeah, they cut.
Right, no, definitely. I use that for like big impacts in the set.
So wind chimes, obviously for this show, you needed wind chimes, right? Why
Right.
not have a sample?
I think it's also just, I don't know, I'm kind of tired of the SPDX wind chime
The
thing,
ones
you know.
we've heard a million
And
times.
also, it's just like when I do it on stage, like it's just,
It's got a visual.
You can see it exactly.
And it sounds a little different every night,
right,
which is really
exactly.
cool.
I can
depending.
go slower, I can go faster.
Yeah,
I
that's
can-
great.
you know.
I love it.
I love it. It's fun. It's always like silly. You know, I always look at the band when I'm doing it. I'm like, we love the wind chimes.
Now, the hybrid part of this, let's go.
Yes.
You've got a pad here, 2 pads here,
Yes.
another pad there. So 4 pads total,
Yes.
okay?
And then two
2 triggers
snare triggers, and then 1 kick trigger,
and
and a KT10.
okay. And all of that feeds into which Roland device?
The TM6, and it stays. The Roland TM6 lives underneath the riser, which is also new to me because we're running everything through MIDI, so I don't have to switch any of the patches, any of the samples.
All of that's happening from playback.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Which is nice. I'm
That's
like,
really
oh, that,
nice.
you know, because I've done the A-B thing, and then it's, you know, all of me to remember, like, okay, when
Change
I'm chopping,
kits.
turn everything off,
Yeah.
you know.
And you have certain presets where there's nothing triggered from the 3 acoustic drums,
Yes.
and it's just pads.
Yeah.
And then other presets, you have your triggers.
Right. It's song by song. You know, sometimes I use this snare trigger, sometimes there's nothing on it.
And that's all
Sometimes there's
saved
stuff on
in each kit.
Yes.
And every song has its own kit.
Yes.
And where did the sounds come from? Whether they're from the pad or the acoustic triggers?
Straight from the record.
Oh,
it's
nice.
all just, you know, bounced from the record.
Did you work with the producer, or who did you work with to get all these sounds?
The MD had it all programmed already. So I kind of just was like, okay, this is how I'm going to approach it, because I knew the parts I had to play, but I had to work with him to say, like, okay, we're going to put the clap on this, and then the, you know,
Right.
the trill on this or whatever, or
Right,
the snap over here. Like, I kind of worked with him
So
on
they
that.
provided the sounds because it came right from Zara's record.
Yes.
And then you assigned how and where you were going to play them, etc.
Exactly.
And then dialed all your trigger settings in on the Roland.
Right.
And the TM6, you've been using that for a while. You used it with JoJo as well,
Yes.
right? So you love the TM6?
Yeah,
Solid?
I think it's a solid, you know, module. I know a lot of people prefer the TD50. I haven't messed around with that as much, but I love the TM6.
And the
It's worked great for me.
The TD50 and the V71 and all of those larger modules, just a lot more sounds, a lot more
Yeah.
features. But what you're doing, the 6 does it.
It does it, and it does a great job. So I love it.
So, Payton Taylor, David Frangioni, modern drummer. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. We love you guys. And this is an awesome setup. Check out Payton on tour with Zara Larsson throughout this year and next.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I love Modern Drummer. And yeah, I'm so grateful to be here.
Well, we're grateful to work with you as always. Continued success. This setup's amazing. Everything you're doing in drumming is amazing. And just continued success. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Payton Taylor, I'm David, your modern drummer. We love you guys.
We have the rhythm, the pace. We got Payton on the drums. Give it up for Payton!